Welcome to Bank on Her. I'm Makenzie Conklin, and I teach you how to make confidence a strength in and out of your business so you can build self-made wealth and unrealistic success on your terms. I've gone from defeatingly low self-worth to a multiple six-figure entrepreneur by learning how to bank on myself, and I believe you can do it too. Listen to find out how. Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's episode. I am so happy you're here. Today's topic is all about how to create confidence even in the lows and the times that you're having a hard time, things aren't working out, you're doubting yourself, you're struggling. It's all about how I teach my clients to create confidence even in those times. If you don't already know, I've got an upcoming free training on March 7th called How to Access Your Unshakable Confidence. I am so excited for it too. And if you're a high achieving career woman or a female founder wanting to be more unapologetic, audacious, and confident in who you are, how you show up, and what you're capable of, this is training for you. I've never put on such a good free resource, free training, anything, and I'm just so thrilled to be sharing it with you. And so every woman listening to this should register because I think every single woman deserves to feel confident, powerful, and on top of the world about who she is. And that's exactly what this free training will help you do. And so we're going to be teaching the 3 top skills that I coach my clients on that help them use confidence as a wealth building strategy. And by learning these 3 skills, my clients have done things like 8 to 13x their revenue, moved abroad after years of dreaming of it, upgraded their lifestyles, and started feeling like their world is emotionally and financially richer. And so by coming to this webinar, you will walk away finally understanding how to have unshakable confidence and use it to create the success, income, and lifestyle that you're wanting. So go ahead to the show notes of this episode to register and click that link to get in the free training. And let's dive into today's episode. Okay, so I'm trying something very new today, which is actually recording a video of myself as I do this podcast. And the reason is because camera is my strength, video is my strength. And so I literally have Zoom going. I have my phone recording if I do decide to create reels. And if this goes anywhere, it honestly might just be for me, and that's okay. But I think this will help me get a little more regular with my podcast. And you guys have given me such beautiful feedback about the podcast. You guys tell me all the episodes that you love. Some of you have quoted it. And so I'm like, I need to be a little more consistent just for you guys. And I think video is going to be the thing that helps me do that. So I'm really excited. And I have some great episodes planned for the next couple weeks. So let's dive in. Something that I've gotten very, very good at as, my time as a confidence coach is being able to tell when someone is trying to believe something versus full-bodied belief. And so from working with so many talented, incredibly high-performing women and female founders, a very useless party trick I've developed is being very good at sniffing out when someone is or isn't actually confident. And so I can tell by their body language, their tone, the energy, the words they're saying, how they're holding themselves, and so on. And so something my clients will hear me say a lot from a very loving place, let me say, is, no, I don't think you believe that, whenever they say something that they're trying to get themselves behind. And I want to be very clear. I only do this once I've developed a relationship with them, and it's never from a place of judging, putting them down, criticizing, of course. But what will sometimes happen is my clients will tell me a belief they're working on. And what I'll do is my useless party trick to sniff out if it's something their brains and nervous systems can actually get behind, or if it's something they just really want to believe, but they're not quite ready for yet. And that's really what I like my clients to have, is beliefs that their brains and their bodies can easily get behind without resistance. And that's the key to building confidence, because what does not build confidence is trying to leapfrog your belief to be super high and have these super high levels when part of you has resistance to it and doesn't fully believe it. And the analogy I really like for this is that it's kind of like yo-yo dieting, where if you yo-yo diet, it's not really going to get you where you want if you can only sustain the diet for a couple of days and then have to revert back because you couldn't uphold it or maintain it, right? And it's the same thing with beliefs. If you can only believe something under perfect conditions or for a few days or even a few hours without resistance, it ain't it. You don't believe it. And so what I really do with my clients is make sure they have beliefs that they can get behind. So when they give me a belief that I'm like, I don't think you believe that, we try and find something new. So I'll, again, lovingly call them out when they're trying to believe something that they can't get behind, because I know that what will happen is that their belief is just going to fall right back down. If something difficult happens, they get lazy with their brains one day, which we all do, or the resistance is strong. I feel like I just said like the force is strong. The resistance is strong. And what I actually want my clients to do and help them do is find a, albeit less sexy, belief, but one that they can get behind, that's easier for them to believe and that will actually stick for them. And so I've just seen the fake it till you make it and leapfrogging their belief to try and be perfect beliefs or perfect confidence backfire too many times. And here's really what that process tends to look like. So we will tell ourselves something that we want to believe that's shiny and it sounds great, but we can't fully get behind, right? And so we'll try it on for a few hours or so, a few days, and then something will happen. You didn't get the validation, things didn't go as planned, you're just having a harder day, and you'll bounce right back to the level of doubt that there was that you had before. But wait, it gets worse. Because oftentimes what will also happen is, on top of you bouncing back to the belief levels that you were at before, or rather the doubt that you were at before, because you bounce back to where you were rather than maintaining the stronger belief when you had the expectation that you should have, most women will then tackle on shame on top of it and shame themselves for not maintaining that new, fancy, shiny, sexy belief that their brains or their nervous systems, bodies weren't actually ready to get behind. Just like yo-yo dieting. You didn't maintain the diet or the intense workout routine or whatever. And so now you might be being an ass to yourself or just really shaming yourself for not maintaining something that was probably unsustainable in the first place. And so it's a process that I love when my clients get out of, and almost all of them come to me like this, even the ones who already had really strong confidence. And so what this really does, this whole, bounce your belief up, it falls back down, then you shame yourself and have to climb your way back out of that hole. What it does with beliefs is, on top of that confident belief not sticking, you're shaming yourself for not being more confident, not being more consistent, for even doubting yourself in the first place, which of course just makes it harder to believe in yourself the next time you try. We want to get rid of that process. So what I really want to cover today is what to do in those low points. What to do when you're just really doubting, shaming, or in a I don't feel good enough headspace, and how to get yourself out that doesn't require that leapfrogging and falling back down process, the 3 steps forward, 4 steps back thing. So that is what today's episode is all about. And so what I'm about to teach you works really well when you're not succeeding like you want, when you're feeling depressed or down, or when anxiety's got you in a chokehold, something you were really excited for didn't work out, or you're just really struggling to feel confident and tap into the audacious self-belief like I want everyone listening to have. What I call this concept is the MET. And what that actually stands for is the more empowering truth. And what this is really about is, whatever crap mindset, shitty situation, lack of success, or tough time you find yourself in, there's a more empowering truth that exists. It's all about finding whatever perspective or truth is more empowering, more supportive, and easier for your nervous system, and is better on your self-worth. It's not so hard on your self-worth. So any situation where your brain wants to focus on the bad, I want you to remember the MET, which is the more empowering truth that will help you feel better about yourself. It will help you feel that you're more capable of turning things around, and like where you are might not actually be so bad like your shame is telling you. So what I want to do is give you a couple examples of what this has looked like for me and my clients. And I've got 3 for you that literally just happened this last week so that you can see it in action. Taking a quick break so that you can hear it from my clients. I love what I've created with my clients and what they've been able to do from our coaching, but I don't want you to just take my word for it. Here's what some of my clients have had to say while working together.
Makenzie has a very unique and just like incredible brain, and I really like how she brings the confidence and the mindset and some of the internal personal growth type things that you need to be able to run a business successfully with the strategy and the marketing and the sales. So it just feels like no matter what problem I'm having, I know she can help me, and I know she can identify any gap I'm experiencing, whether that's with my mindset or with my strategy or some of like the more like businessy type things. And I know that she's able to tell the difference between the types of problems that I am having and identify correctly what the problem is so that we can identify the correct solution for said problem.
Okay, so for the first example, I was coaching a high earner the other day on money, and she is a very talented female entrepreneur who's looking to make multiple six figures in this year alone. So from January to December, she wants multiple six figures in revenue. And something she has been ruminating on that could potentially get in the way of her doing that this year is the stories that she has around money, which is something that comes up tremendous amounts, specifically when working with female founders and those looking to become self-made. And so all of my entrepreneur clients find there's some level of drama with money, whether it be with debt, with your childhood, with your prices, or anything of the sort, or even comparing yourself and doubting yourself, which we are going to cover extensively in my upcoming free training, Unshakable Confidence. So if you are someone who compares yourself, who doubts yourself, and literally just wants that to go away once and for all, register for the free training. And again, the link is in my bio. So anyway, with this client, I told her, we're going to find the Met about one of your money stories. Let's just find the Met for one story, the more empowering truth. And the one that she chose was money isn't safe with me. And when she told me, she was just so, you could tell in her body language, she was so down, so hard on herself. And it felt like this massive, you could just tell from her energy really and how she was holding herself and her body language and her tone that she felt it was going to be this insurmountable thing that would hold her back from making the kinds of money that she wanted. And after she told me the belief that she wanted to work on of money not being safe, she then told me these memories that she had when she was younger around how she found herself in some situations where she'd have cash on hand and people would take it from her and steal it. And it was very jarring for her, right? And so she started again with the belief that money's not safe, and that's been playing this unsupportive role in her wanting to earn at higher levels. So remember with the Met, what we don't want to do is leapfrog her brain to thinking money is super safe or really trying to convince her brain of anything that it doesn't already believe or can get behind. All I'm trying to do with the Met is find an equally valid perspective or truth that's more supportive for her. So after hearing her story, what I suggested was, it just sounds like cash isn't safe with you. And as soon as I said that, something in her changed. She immediately became more lighthearted. And she went into this story about how she never carries cash. And when she goes to restaurants with friends the restaurants are cash only, she just has her friends pay her such that she can't eat there because she just doesn't want to deal with the cash, and her friends always pay, right? And then I went into my story all about it, and we went into this conversation how it's, if we don't have cash, we can't be bothered, and how I make my boyfriend pay for burritos constantly when he's visiting San Francisco since I never have cash on hand with me and it's a cash only spot. Just me saying, it sounds like cash is what it is. It became no big deal to her. She was like, oh yeah, cash isn't safe with me. I'm going to lose it and I don't want to carry it around. I got credit cards for that. And all of a sudden, she felt so much safer with the thought, cash isn't safe with me, rather than money isn't safe with me. It was no big deal. And it was like it no longer had this chokehold on her and an effect on her business or her earning potential, because it doesn't. She had no drama about cash not being good. She was like, I got cards for that. I don't need the cash. I'm going to lose it. And that's not a big deal. Same with me, right? So for me, I don't really carry cash just because it's like money. This is awful. It's like money that doesn't exist because I forget it's in my wallet and then it's not even there. And I don't know where I put it. I don't know. It's not worth it, right? It's no big deal. Oh, okay. I just don't have cash then. And that was her story, was because people were taking cash, she felt money isn't safe, but really it was just the cash. Taking the more empowering truth, the Met solved it. That was a more empowering truth that allowed her to so easily move forward with her earning, with her money, and it wasn't a big deal anymore. So, for the second example, I was coaching someone the other day about her launch, and she was using language like she's got to turn this launch around and she just needs to get through and finish the launch, which to me, I'm like, hold up, hold up. That is not the attitude we're going to take into the last bit of your launch. You still have days left, you still have time. Because to me, that language says you're not feeling good about it. You're not feeling confident. You're just trying to get through, make it out alive kind of thing. And like something's going wrong when it wasn't. Her brain was convinced of it, but it wasn't actually nothing was going wrong. And so I was sitting over there thinking as she was telling me this is her best launch yet. But I wasn't about to immediately lead with that because she was not going to believe it. That would have been a leapfrog thought for her, and no part of her brain or her nervous system was going to get behind that it was her best launch yet because she was convinced the launch wasn't going well. So what I did instead was remind her that her initial goal for the launch months earlier that she had clearly forgotten was to get a lot of clients in the doors early before she officially launched the product and program. And she did that. She successfully did that so well. But her brain totally forgot about it. She was just seeing that she wasn't getting the amount of people she was wanting in during the actual launch. And again, totally had forgotten that months earlier, that perspective of, hey, your goal was actually this and you did phenomenal at it, right? That's the angle we took with her with the Met. That helped her so much. For her, it brought up, oh my God, I totally forgot that that's what I had wanted. And I did that so well. That's something I always wanted in all my launches. And I executed it. I crushed it. I did so well doing that. In that little pivot, that Met allowed her to start seeing all the other ways that this launch was so incredible, so impressive, so amazing. And so she had walked into our conversation thinking, I just got to get through this and I just need to turn it around and finish what I can. And then once we used the Met concept, she was glowing. She was so proud of herself. She had such a different energy. And because of that difference in energy, because she went from that low point and got her brain behind something she could believe in, which was, I did phenomenal at my goal of getting the people in that I wanted before the doors opened. She ended up closing multiple more clients in the last 3 days of that launch. And it did end up being her biggest, best launch yet. But believing it was failing because she wasn't getting demand was never going to get her those more clients. We had to take her to the Met or the more empowering truth. And that's what turned things around for her. And there's so many instances like this with clients. And I just think that first and second example are so beautiful and literally just happened this last week. And so I'm hoping that you guys are seeing really what I mean by the Met or the more empowering truth. So let's go into the last third example, which is my own business. So for me, I personally, well, this is all a thought, right? It's not true or factual, but I don't necessarily have a big audience, a big email list, or good reach for someone who is my size in business. Well, it's actually quite trash. These are all thoughts, but I do know friends of mine that have similar revenue as me. They have over 1,000 people seeing their posts every time they share, and some of them even have 20,000 followers. When I post, I have I have 80 to maybe 300 people who see whatever I share, which is again 10 to 20% of what many people have. And so my clients like to do this, and I know a lot of you listening who are marketing line also might think this. I could easily throw pity parties about it, hurt my own feelings, think people don't care about me or that what I'm doing isn't working. But that's not going to get me anywhere. That is literally not going to get me anywhere. So instead, I think I'm a heavy hitter. It is insane that I make the kind of money that I do with the reach that I have. I'm not going to be upset about it. I have the thought, damn, I'm incredible at converting. Just wait until my audience grows and more people see my things. I'll be unstoppable. And I fully believe that. Like, you should want to work with me. I've made what is just about to be $500,000 with 80 people, with 80 people seeing my marketing, which is insane. And everyone who works with me gets results. Everyone who works with me walks out significantly more confident with a much richer life and at least 25% boost in their income. So it's insane. It's insane. And I hope you can hear through the podcast how much I believe this. That's the Met. It's the more empowering truth. I could have pity parties every day, but I don't think I'd be able to make the kinds of money that I've made if I were constantly upset about little things like this. I have to choose to find the Met. I have to choose to go to the Met. I have to choose to find the thing that is going to make me feel better. And so for me in this instance, it is, I am insane at conversion. The top people don't have my conversion. I convert so freaking well in my marketing. And you know why? It's because I'm confident. Confidence is the strategy. And it's the exact same things that I teach my clients. And it's exactly why 100% of them get results. Do you see? I believe that. And it's why I'm able to have the money that I've made because I found the Met. And I'll say too, once I tell people about my reach, they're shocked. They're always shocked. But I'm not, because again, I'll repeat it. Confidence sells. Nothing will ever get you higher conversion than confidence, and nothing will sell better than confidence. If you want to be making significantly more money, come work with me because we'll get you confident and we'll get you unapologetic and well paid. And so that's like this right here, the Met specifically, but also even just the confidence is why Unlimited is known for helping clients double, triple, quadruple their income. We actually just had a client 13x her income. Do you know what she did? Build her confidence. So that's the third example, right? The third example of the Met. You do not need to jump your belief worlds ahead. You just need to find the more empowering truth that's going to stick, that you can get behind, that you can really, really believe, because it's the fastest way to build confidence. And here's the thing too. I want to finish on this note. I've spent way too much of my life being hard on myself, doubting myself, being upset, and just not feeling good about myself or certain parts of my life. And there's no reason to stay that way. You deserve to feel confident. And what I'm not saying is don't process things. And this isn't about toxic positivity in any way. I am all about, and if you know me, you know I'm all about feeling the full spectrums of human emotions that you need to have and processing and taking your process with it. But in instances where we don't want to feel down about ourselves or where we are in life and we've already processed the lows, we can choose a more empowering truth and equally valid perspective that makes us feel more safe, more supported, and better about ourselves. So why not choose them, right? That's all about what the Met is about. It is a skill that's helped myself create all the success in a very different life than I used to have, even just a few years ago. The Met is such a huge game changer, and it's helped my clients too. They have gone from stagnated sales and business to tripling their income, from believing they weren't good enough to starting first or second or even third businesses, from dreaming their entire lives of moving abroad to making it happen in under 6 months inside of Unlimited, and going from feeling like they're just not good enough or smart enough to making a lot of money, because the Met has built their confidence. It will change your life. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit more, but if you want insane, unrealistic success, that your shame has convinced you isn't possible, that you don't think you're good enough for, if you just want to be someone who is audaciously confident with unshakable confidence, I am teaching you exactly how I've built it for myself and I've built it for my clients in my upcoming free webinar, Unshakable Confidence, on March 7th. The exact skills that we have used to get these kinds of results. I want every woman who registers and comes live, you make sure to come live, to walk away knowing how to be more confident and using that new confidence as their wealth building strategy to create a richer life on repeat. Okay, so definitely practice this skill, the Met. Come talk to me about it if you have any questions. I'm so willing to chat about it. And go to the link in the show notes to register for this free training. You are not going to want to miss it. It is my best yet. So I'll see you there at the free training, Unshakable Confidence, on March 7th. Make sure to scroll below and click the link to register for my free training on March 7th called How to Access Your Unshakable Confidence. We'll be covering the top 3 skills my clients use to access their confidence and use it as a wealth building strategy to create a richer life. Every woman who comes live on March 7th will walk away more confident and more able to use confidence to create unrealistic success. And then I'm very excited. After the training, the doors to my signature program, Unlimited, will be open. This is for female founders who want to build their audacious self-belief and the skills to create 100K on repeat. 100%, yes, 100% of our clients become a minimum of 25% richer, and many go on to double, triple, and even quadruple what they've made while inside of Unlimited. The program includes 6 months of community, curriculum, and confidence and marketing coaching. Doors open on March 7th, right after the training, and close March 20th. And those who buy directly that day or book a sales call with me within 24 hours of the training will receive a bonus 4-hour VIP day with me. We sold out in a few days last time, which was crazy. And so make sure you're ready to go on March 7th this time. And make sure to bank on yourself this week. And we will see you next week. Thanks for listening.